In the last video I have shared with you my top 5 single malt whiskies of 2024, but in today's video I'm gonna show you my top 5 American bourbon whiskey of 2024. Hello and welcome back. My name is Vlad, and in today's video I'm gonna show you my top 5 American bourbon whiskey of 2024. I need to say I'm a big fan of the bourbon whiskey. Quite often I'm happy to reach for the bottle of nice bourbon whiskey. I've got little collection of the bourbon whiskeys on my shelf, and I thought that's gonna be quite interesting to share my top 5 bourbon whiskey of the last year, because I know many people, many of you who watching this video, you are the fans of bourbon whiskeys, so this is actually especially for you. What I need to mention here is the prices and the access to get the bourbon in a place where I live, which is UK. Actually, I'm living in England, and sometimes it's very difficult to buy a bourbon, good bourbon to be honest. So if we have an access to some bottles, I mean that, higher quality bourbons, they are very expensive here, and sometimes it's very difficult to get a bottle of the good bourbon. But when we go through all these bottles, I'm gonna share with you my opinion about the price on these bourbons in UK as well. So first bottle which I have to mention here is the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I love this bourbon, to be honest. I'm a fan of standard Woodford Reserve, but this one is much better. It is more expensive, but is still worth the price even in here in UK. So this bottle is cost about £45. Sometimes in the offer you can get this bottle for about £35, and that's what I get this bottle of, for £35. In my opinion, very good price for that kind of bourbon whiskey. 43.2% of ABV. Shame a bit, because I know in US this bourbon is bottled at 45%, which probably make slight difference, a little difference, but what we can do? We can do nothing with it, even though that second maturation make this bourbon very interesting, and this is one of my favorite bourbons which I really enjoyed in 2024. Second bottle, second bourbon whiskey is Eagle Rare 10 years old from Buffalo Trace. I need to say I love this bourbon, and this is actually quite interesting thing, because this is one of the cheapest aged bourbons in United Kingdom. Bottle of this is about £30 up to £35. Very good price. You can find this bottle all around England. Tesco is one of the supermarket where you can get this bottle every single time when you go there. Availability of this bourbon is quite high in UK. Price is very good. 45% of ABV. Beautiful, lovely aged bourbon whiskey. This is actually my, I would say, daily sipper bourbon, because I like to go back to this quite often. This is not my first bottle, and I do enjoy this bourbon a lot. Next one, Old Forester 1920, Prohibition style, 57.5% of ABV. This bourbon is quite difficult to get in UK, to be honest. It is available, and you can buy this bourbon for about £90, but As far as I know, in United States, it's cost about $50 up to $60, which makes low quite different price, to be honest. It's a big difference. And I was lucky enough to get that bottle from US. Friend of mine, he went to the holiday and he brought me this bottle back. So I was very happy to have that bottle, because in my opinion this is definitely the best bourbon from Old Forester distillery, and one of my actually the most favorite bourbons in my collection. I do enjoy this bourbon a lot. Next one, Elijah Craig small batch barrel proof. In this time B522 2022 batch second from May, 60.5% of ABV. I love Elijah Craig, especially that series small batch barrel proof. This is my second bottle. The first bottle which I have had, that was a B519 from 2019, and I fell in love. That's why I decided to get second bottle, where I would be able to get it for the normal money, like, you know, affordable price, which is difficult in UK because this bourbon is cost around £120 in United Kingdom. And I know this is like more than 100% more expensive than in the United States. But, you know, time to time, I can get something like this from secondary market much cheaper, and that was actually the thing in this case, where actually I got this bottle from Poland, yeah, and I paid about $50, $60 for this bottle. So very good price bourbon for the US market, lovely price, very good stuff. One of my favorite, definitely one of my top shelf bourbon whiskeys. And the last one, for you guys who lives in US, is most fun and ridiculous bourbon, but for me is one of my very precious bottle of bourbons on my shelf, Old Grandad 114. I know this bourbon in United States it's cost about $30, and you won't believe, but in UK I find this bourbon in one of the online retailers for over £250, and was like 3 bottles available only. Ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous price. $30, £250? Nah. But as I mentioned, a friend of mine who went to the holiday, he brought me Old Forester and this bourbon because I was always very curious about this bourbon. I heard loads of positive information about this bourbon. This is actually Jim Beam distillery, very high rye content, 27% of rye in the mash bill. I love this bourbon, to be honest. I love that Kentucky hug, you know, where it's like cold outside. For example, today when I'm recording this video, it's like -5 outside, -5 Celsius outside, and sipping that kind of bourbon in that weather is something, you know, special to me. And I'm really happy to have this bourbon in my collection. 57% of ABV, high rye, lovely, fruity, licorice cinnamony, chocolatey, very, very nice bourbon whiskey, which I do love, to be honest, and I'm gonna trying to sort to get another bottle to my collection because I don't think that bottle will last too long. Guys, this is my 5 favorite bourbon whiskeys which I've been drinking in 2024. I'm very curious about your opinion about the bourbon whiskeys, about all these 5 bottles. If you ever try those, let me know in the comments down below. You can share with me your top 5 bourbon whiskey which you've been drinking in 2024. I'm very, very curious about your opinion. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your comments, for your subscriptions, for your likes. I do much appreciate what you done to this YouTube channel. Much, much appreciated. Guys, just remember one important thing. Take care about yourselves, about your families. Drink your whiskeys, enjoy your life, and see you soon. Bye.